Welcome to the Purple Mash webinar for people who are science leads within their school. First place we're going to go and have a look at some useful documentation within teachers, inside the Subject Leaders Toolkits, and here you will find the Science Leaders Toolkit. Just open this folder and find many pieces of documentation that you will be perhaps needing to use. We've got a general overview, all your action plans, budgeting tools, valuation sheets. And the handy thing about this, you can see that we have them as PDFs where you can just open them up and read them. This is actually an Excel spreadsheet which we'll download. If you wanted to adjust them, to edit them, to differentiate them, to make them more appropriate for your own particular school, if you click on the Toolkit download, and I'll just open that up, you'll see that they come in a PDF and a Word format so that you'd be able to open them and alter them as appropriate. From the Science Leaders Toolkit, we can then go and have a look again within the teachers area, and you will find, just by scrolling down, we have these curriculum maps. I'm going to open the Purple Mash in England. Here we have all of the different subject areas, and I'll move across to the Purple Mash and Science. What this opens is the National Curriculum 2014 document, where very handily you have all of the different areas covered in the different year groups, and just by hovering over any of them you can see that this symbol indicates that these are hyperlinks to those different topics. You can jump straight to them rather than having to scroll through the whole document. And then what you have are all of the different year groups. You've got the National Curriculum Statement here. It's being cross-referenced to the resources that are in Purple Mash. By no means is this an exhaustive list. There are more resources being made constantly. We have a direct link to the resource, and we also have suggestions on the side here how you might address your computing curriculum at the same time as doing your science investigations here, because it's identification and classification, looking at sorting things, it's data handling, so suggesting that you might use to count or to question, making some pictograms, looking at branching databases. We'll have a look at some of those as we go along. And if we scroll through and see suggestions being made right the way through of various different activities which you may wish to use with your pupils. That's downloadable, and you can print it off as well so that you just be able to put it into your planning, perhaps highlighting areas that you have addressed. The quickest way to locate all of your science resources on Purple Mash is to click on this button on the front page. Here you'll see many of the tools that you may use on a fairly frequent day-to-day basis within your science work, plus a whole raft of topic folders. Behind each of these you will find even more ready-made activities for you to support your lessons. For example, rocks and soil. Lots of writing projects within here. If I click on one, launch the app, you'll be able to see that there's some helpful information here. Save the children having to go too far before starting their reports. We've got the think abouts, making suggestions of how they might fill certain areas in, plus all of the handy imagery you've come to associate with these templates. You'll also notice the teacher's mortarboard which means that you can go into teacher mode and begin to edit this think about to make it more appropriate, to differentiate, make it how you would like it to be. Once you're happy, click on the teacher's mortarboard again, and you can save this within your own area to then send out as a to-do at a later date. Again, you could share it using to-dos, putting it onto blogs, emailing. There are also a number of quizzes. For example, this one where I can just launch the app or set it as a to-do directly from here. Just quickly show you. Play, dragging and dropping, checking. We have the mash cams, which all of the children really enjoy, stepping into the shoes of the people that they're researching. Behind printable resources, exactly what you'd expect. Loads and loads of time-saving PDFs just to be able to download and use with your students. There are many ways to support and enhance your science teaching using Purple Mash. One of them is by using the creative tools. You can find some of them behind the science button on the home page: to chart, to connect, collaborative spider diagrams, to graph, to investigate with databases, branching databases, creating quizzes. This is not an exhaustive list. You may choose to go back and have a look at some of the other creative tools available. They may do some collaborative writing when planning their experiments. To connect also enables them to do some brainstorming. That's a collaborative tool also. Behind To Publish Plus, you will find many different ready-made templates, which again may prove useful and time-saving. Within the data handling area, there are the obvious to investigate with the databases and the branching databases where they can sort and classify. You may also choose to use things, for example, to count, again for sorting, classifying, but in a pictogram form. To email, to blog, really nice ways again of communicating information found with other people. A nice example with to blog would be to perhaps create something like a science blog, where every time the pupils find something interesting, perhaps at home or when they've been out and about, they can add it to the blog and then it can all be shared with the class together. There's also to quiz, where you can generate a quiz to send out to your pupils, but the pupils can also create their own quizzes to question each other. This can be quite a useful way of finding out how much people know at the beginning of a topic, but also how much they've learnt at the end. Fairly obviously, we have all of the music apps so that you can use this for the topic of sound, and you can create some quite complex information books using To Create a Story. You'll find many suggestions of how you can use these tools if you click on Teachers, Purple Mash in England, and go to the Science Curriculum map, where in the column on the right-hand side you can see the icons suggesting what might be used and how within your lessons. If you wish to look at any of these areas in greater detail in your own time, you can go to the teacher area, scroll down to professional development, where you will find the training platform. Within here, there are a number of different courses. If you just scroll down, you can see the ones that are currently available. If I just click on the science course, you can see that we do have tabs at the top here for the curriculum map, topics, tools, and the Science Leaders Toolkit. If I just click on the one for topics, you'll be able to see the format. Basically, watch a short video on the subject area, then take a brief quiz, and you've also got some helpful, useful links to that particular area as well. So you can just dip in and out of here as and when you feel that you need some extra information. So that's our webinar for science leaders. And now what we'll do is open to any questions. So there you have a basic overview of the science resources to help you in your capacity as the science lead within your school.